Hey ladies, it's your girl Truly Inspired Martin, and you're not here by chance. Nah, baby, this is on purpose because what we do here is equip and empower you to become the woman that you desire and deserve. You are here because you are ready to restore, reset, and reclaim your life and increase your emotional intelligence. That won't happen everywhere, but here we make shit happen. So let's get it. Hey ladies, it's your girl Truly Inspired Martin, and baby, we are back and better than ever every Thursday, 7 a.m. Catch us on every podcast platform. And I know you've been out here working on you. I see you, girl, doing what you do. But guess what? The journey continues. So if you are truly ready to go from BS to success, welcome back to the Recrown You podcast. Everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to do. Girl, it's time to be real, raw, and relentless. Everybody wants to be, but nobody wants to do. You know it's time. What's good, guys? It's your girl, Truly Inspired Martin, and we are back on another episode of the Recrown You podcast. Welcome in, welcome in. We are so happy to have you back this week. Take a breather. January is up out of here. Welcome, February. Hello, Black History Month. Hello, celebrating self. Hello, love, right? Hello, all the things. So, welcome to the Recrown You podcast. If you are new here, hello, newbie. Welcome to the crew. You are welcomed in, my queen. And shout out to my loyalists, my baddies. Y'all are the bomb.com. Y'all show up every week, not just for me, but for yourself. So, I really want to just touch on something, but we throwing it back. We throwing it back this week. We are throwing it back on the Recrown You podcast. And for those of y'all that are new here, I want to make sure that we formally introduce ourselves, okay? The Recrown You podcast is a place for women like you, women that are badasses in their own right. And over here, badass means you are real, you are raw, you are relentless, you are resourceful, and you are resilient. Okay? You have all the makeup to make things happen. And we just provide you with the resources and the tools to make it happen. But the work, that's on you. That's on you. You got to be willing to take the steps, do the things. All right? So, we're going Throwback Thursday today. It's Thursday. And we throwing it back. Okay? I want to take you back to this episode. Not only because it's Throwback Thursday, but because I feel like it is so relevant right now. So I want to bring this episode back. But before I intro that episode in here, I want to talk about this video that I saw on Instagram by a creator named Country Des. Shout out to you, girl, because you had me floored with this one. So I do not own the audio that you are about to hear, but you can go check out Country Des, DESS, on Insta. So let's go ahead and hear this.
I just saw a post that said, procrastination is the arrogance that God will give you another chance to do tomorrow what he gave you the chance to do today. I ain't been the same since.
Child. She said she saw something that said procrastination is the arrogance that God will give you the opportunity to do tomorrow what you were supposed to or were granted to do today. Baby, she said she ain't never been the same since. I ain't been the same since I heard that. Because, I don't know if it's a Capricorn thing or it's just a Dana thing, but your girl like to push it to the limit. Okay? I'll be doing too much. Too much at the last second. I'm trying to get better at doing things, but besides just that factor, overall, how dare we always think that we have tomorrow, or I'm gonna do it next week. I'm gonna try tomorrow. I don't want to do it today. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Nah, I can't. Nah, we're gonna do that next week. Now, how many times have you put off for tomorrow what you should do today? Right? Procrastination in its biggest form is me. I live that life regularly, and I really feel like that was one of the biggest bars that I heard over the last 7 days. So I had to share that with y'all. So for y'all that are sitting on something, you waiting for that moment, you putting off, and thinking that you just got so much time, you playing with God's clock. And how dare you have the audacity to believe that He just gonna grant you another day? You better live every day full out. And that's what I be trying to tell you. I'm your girl trying to die empty, baby. So everything that you're about to see popping up on your timelines from me is a manifestation of everything I should have done already. But I don't believe in anything being by mistake. I believe that everything happens on God's time and in alignment with when I'm ready. So if that's you and you know that you are living on on those thin lines of procrastination in its greatest form, believing that God has the right to grant you another day to do something that you should have done already, let that speak volumes to you. But I hope y'all enjoy today's Throwback Thursday episode from one of our earlier podcast episodes, back around 2020, I believe it was. So we're going to go ahead and throw that back. So I hope that y'all enjoy it. And y'all come talk to me and let me know how you feel.
And I think that this episode is going to be very, very important for certain people because I get this question a lot, right? About relationships. And I'm not even talking about relationships, man and woman. You know, I'm not speaking in that context at this time. I am speaking about building relationships with people, right? Building a network, people around you, right? And I think that it's very important for me to just give a little insight into how that works, right? I feel like I'm not no expert on this now, all right? Okay. But what I am is very cognizant of how certain things have come about in my life and how I move accordingly, right? And we'll get into that. So, y'all know how I start every episode, right? With a statistic or a quote. And luckily for you, today I'm going to give you a little bit of both. All right. All right. So one of the things that I found very, very interesting was convinceandconvert.com had 9 surprising statistics you didn't know about business and community, right? So I'm going to give you a couple of them, right? So one of the ones that was very, very interesting to me, but plays a very, very big part in what we're going into today is smartphones, right? So 77% of Americans have a smartphone. So that means 77% of Americans have the ability to broadcast messages to the world instantly. Interesting, right? Probably means nothing to you right now, but let's get into it. Another statistic I seen was 97% of adults use social media. You heard me correctly. 97% of adults. So that means your grandmother, you know how you be seeing your grandmother, your aunt, and your mother, and your uncle, and your dad, and your great grandfather, and everybody else and their mama on social media, specifically probably Facebook, right? And everybody's on there, right? The number has risen so much that now there's so much online time and presence, right? So on average, people are spending almost 2 hours per day on social networks and messaging, right? So this is up from about 15 minutes reported back in 2012. So the numbers are rising. People are getting more addicted to the social media world, right? 1/3 of internet users follow brands on social. One person will tell 9 to 16 others. So if you look at it, right, one person will tell 16 people about bad or good experiences, right? So Americans have also reported telling an average of 9 people about good experiences, right? So people will tell a whole lot more people about the bad experiences than they will about the good. That can also make or break you, right? So 90% of customers are affected by online reviews. So 90% state that positive online reviews influence their purchasing decisions. So if you're one of those people that go online and you're like, let me check the review first before I get this, right? You're a part of that statistic, right? You will not make a purchasing decision if you see too many bad reviews. And that's what a lot of people go off of nowadays, right? So 27.3% use brand communities for research, right? 85% of marketers believe in community. 66% of brand communities build relationships. And what the hell? Let's get into the last one. 44% don't define community with metrics, right? So they discovered that 44% of brand community builders do not define a brand community in their organization as having measurable goals and objectives. So if you think about it, that means half of your competitors are not taking brand community building seriously. Ay, Dios. Right. So why did I just throw all these statistics at you, right? So when we're talking about building relationships, right, there's so many ways to build relationships now with everybody being on social media, but it's also hard to build meaningful relationships sometimes in person because we're all on social media and we have become so disconnected from actually being in that person's life or really truly building real relationships, right? But remember back in the day, like the internet was something you had to like go home, hop on a computer, plug in your DSL, get on AOL, like you had to get on AIM and the whole six, right? But now I can just like pop it out my back pocket and boom, I'm on the internet. Boom, I can FaceTime you, I can messenger you, I can talk to you, I can find anybody I want in the world, right? And it's really getting to the point where we can build relationships with people now that we probably never would have been able to in the past. Right? So to get into that, let's start this episode with a quote so that I can get into the details for you today because we about to get in there. So here's a quote that I love. The best relationships are the ones you never saw coming. And that goes beyond love, guys. That is the relationships that you build with people, organically build with people. So before I jump too far into this, I wanted you to know just how important networking is, right? A lot of people hate the word networking, right? It just makes people feel all, I guess, not so great on the inside. But what networking truly is an exchange of information and ideas among people with a common profession or special interest, usually in an informal social setting. Yes, I read that straight off of Investopedia, right? Because I want you guys to know by definition what network it is. You're just exchanging information and ideas among common folks, right? Like that's what it really comes down to. And essentially what you're doing is you're building rapport. You're building relationships. You are connecting with other people so that you guys can see what your common interest is, share and acquire new and already known information, right? And see what can be cultivated, what kind of relationships can be cultivated from this networking that you done did, right? So I more so call it building relationships. But here's the funny thing. A lot of the relationships that I have and a lot of the people that I am friends with or connected with, it was organic, right? So here's a key word for you. Organic. Let it come naturally. Some people are forcing relationships. Nobody wants that. Like, don't force it, right? And don't ever come across as one of those people that just need, want. Can you do for me? Like nobody wants to feel used, right? Think about it. Do you like that feeling of feeling like you're always being used and like people always want stuff from you? Nobody wants that. So why would you push that kind of energy onto somebody else, right? So one of the secrets to me personally is being real and raw with who I am, right? And being organic in who I am. I don't front, I don't flex, I don't pretend to be somebody that I'm not. If anybody knows me and you can go up to somebody and say, tell me about Dana when you first met her. I either was telling a joke, telling you about something about my passion or my purpose, or I was either just being myself, saying something stupid, right? Just being authentically me, because I'm going to let you get who I am from the gate. You're not going to meet my representative. You're going to meet Dana, right? And I think that that's very important when you're building relationships and trying to collaborate and network with other people, is understanding that people want to know who you are before they even know what you do, right? So very, very, very important, right? And I'm going to say that goes for all settings, networking as well. Like, who are you at the core of who you are? Like, present me with who you are at the core. And then I'm going to want to know, geez, what do you do? Like, what do you do? I would love to connect with you because of the kind of person that you are, right? And always be organic and transparent and authentically you. Stop trying to be somebody else just to build a relationship. And Newsflash, stop always. I gotta emphasize this. Stop always trying to network up. Network across. There are people right next to you, right on your page right now, people that comment all the time that you just fly by night, right? You just fly over them. You give them no time of day because they don't have a blue check on their name. Like, miss me with the bullshit, right? Can we please start building real relationships and really understand what it means to build a relationship, right? It's not about networking up and seeing what you can get from the person that works at BET or UPN. I don't know if UPN is still a thing, right? CNN or what have you. It's not about that, right? Because that's how you get blacklisted by people, right? Because they're like, oh no, this person always wants something. I feel like I'm being used. I feel like they only call me when they need blah, blah, blah. Nobody wants that feeling, right? I sure as hell don't. So you got to look at it from the outside in, not the inside out. Take yourself out of it. It's very important to take yourself out of it, because if you are one of those people that are just out here always trying to get, honey, people are going to talk about you. And remember how I told you earlier about those percentages of people that they will tell 16 people? Like, so one person will go tell 16 people about that bad experience they had, but one person will tell 9 people about the good experience, right? I'd rather have that good, strong 9 people saying, Dana's a great person. Dana's good to work with. Dana has an organic spirit. Dana cares about people. Dana just wants to help. Dana stands in servant leadership. I'd rather be a part of that conversation among those 9 than to be among that conversation among those 16 people with the bad words, right? So very, very key and important information when you are trying to build meaningful relationships with people. Just don't be that person, bruh. Like, just don't be that person. Be real, be raw, be organic and authentic in who you are. So, I can't let you walk away from this episode without taking out a piece of pen and paper, or pop out your phone right now and go to the notes section and let's take some notes on what to do next, right? So we really want to build some powerful relationships. I promise you, everything that I've done, I can't think of too many things that don't fall into this category, but everything that I've done, every person that I know, every event that I've had that I've asked people or done stuff with, or even just been a part, just helping and serving, right? It's all based on relationships, all of it. Right? Like whether we were building a relationship in the DM, right? Or in the comment section, or we met at an event, or somebody spoke me up to this person and said, she's really a good person, right? One thing that I tell people all the time I don't play about is my name. My name is everything to me, right? Because this is who I stand in. This is who I am. This is what people know me for. My name is clean. It ain't dirty. My name is clean when it comes to me referring you to people, connecting you with people. Like, don't mess up my name, because that's the one thing that helps me when I'm building these meaningful relationships, is making sure that I'm A1 since day one, right? So I'm going to give you 5 ways to build powerful relationships. So you need to get to jotting this down. You ready? Okay, let's get it. Right. So one of the things that I think is very important is give without expecting something. Ooh, like stop being that person that always expects you from other people. Stop being that person that always wants to give, and then you waiting in the back and you waiting in the corner, waiting for somebody to give you back something. Guess what? It won't always work that way, right? There are going to be some people that return the favor, but don't expect it, right? Don't be the person that's like, well, I done did X, Y, and Z for this person, so they better blah, blah, blah. They better repost this. They better blah, blah. No. That's where you are going into this the wrong way in the first place. Because if that is the only reason that you served, if that is the only reason you connected, if that is the only reason that you helped that person out, you were already salty from the beginning. And that is slightly shady, because you were being in this place of what do I get in return? Now, I cannot lie to you. Everybody has their own selfish agendas, right? That's what people do innately, right? It's in the back of you, but it's not in the front of you, right? You don't want to be that person where you wear that on the front of whatever. Like, should you go into relationships with I don't want to use the word agenda, but should you go into relationships with maybe an expectation, or maybe I want to really make this person a part of my network, or I want them to really be a part of my, a collaboration that I want to do, something that benefits both parties, right? Be the type of person that can see it that way and stop expecting you from other people, because most times, more like maybe 80 to 90% of the time, you're going to be so disappointed. So carry on. And do it. Don't do it for the gram. Let's say it like that, right? Don't do it for the gram. Do it from your heart. Give without expecting. So, number 2, show someone that you care. Like, just be like, if you ain't a genuinely caring person, just fall back. Just stop trying to act like you are, because we can tell when it don't feel right? When it's just like, do you care for real? Or is this kind of like, you know what I'm saying? like paint a very clear picture and visualize in your mind what it is that you see as caring. How can you contribute? How can you help? Like, genuinely care about people and their lives and what they're going through and what they need, right? Because it's not just about you. Sorry, you probably think it's a me world, and a lot of us do, but I'm telling you that when you show someone you care genuinely, and they know it's genuine, right? There is a lot of things that can come from that. So, you need to start asking yourself certain questions when you're talking about caring, like, right? So what makes that person tick? Like, how do they define success? Like, what are some things that move them? Are there things they're going through in their lives, their mental health, there are things like that you need to check in on them, right? They might look like the strong friend, but check on your strong friend, right? Like, really genuinely care. Like, what do they really want out of life? Show that it isn't just about you, right? Okay. All right. I hope y'all jotting this down, because this is juice. Okay, drip. Number 3, find a common bond, right? So that could be the past, or determine how you can leverage your relationship as you guys grow into the future, right? But find a commonality. Find something that you guys have in common and tap into that. Sometimes those are the best relationships. Like, oh girl, you like Starbucks too on Tuesdays at 9 a.m.? What? Let's meet up and let's do that. Oh my God, you like to brainstorm too? Oh my God, you like poetry. You love podcasts? Let's exchange what podcasts I listen to. And you like, don't just come in through the gate trying to get and try to just see what they do for a living, right? Don't just jump straight in trying to find out what you gonna get. What are you gonna get out of it? No. Find a common bond and determine how you guys can leverage your commonalities to grow something amazing in the future. So, number 4, take that meeting with someone successful, even if you think you won't get something out of it. You just never know, right? Like, you just never know how being in the rooms around the right people can change the trajectory of your life. It doesn't matter if you're not going to get something directly from them. Sometimes it's just about the environments, right? Like, be around successful people, or be around other people that are networking right next to you, right? So network across, remember? Like, go ahead and take those meetings with them. You never know what can happen, right? It was people that were just networking across when they developed Facebook, right? These were friends in college colleagues, right? Sat down, came up with an idea, flushed it out, wrote some stuff down on paper, boom, we got Facebook. And you're still on Facebook today. And they are generating billions of dollars on Facebook just based off of networking across with some people. They took a meeting. They showed up at that meeting with some other people that were either on the same level as them or just a little bit more successful. Take that meeting, even if you think you won't get something out of it. Being in the environments are so important and so key, right? So number 5, last but absolutely not least, because I got like a list of like 10 or 15, but I ain't gonna do that to y'all today, right? So number 5, be mindful and on the lookout for innovative ideas and opportunities, right? So be around those people that also have a mindset like you do, right? I'm not necessarily trying to build relationships with people that are still doing some of the stuff that I have no desire to do anymore. Be very aware, be cognizant of those people that are still dragging along the same dirt to the new destination. Nobody wants that residue. You got to make sure that you are mindful of those people that you're around and make sure that they have that juice. When I say that juice, meaning they might have that mental power that you need. They have the ideas. They have the opportunities. They're very innovative. They exhibit true leadership skills, right? They know how to lead. They have values. They live by values, right? And they lead with values. Like they're true to their word. They are a person of integrity. They are somebody that you know that if you can cultivate a relationship with this person, they will help to grow you from the inside, right? You want somebody that can feed into you, right? That can sow something into you that's not monetary all the time. Stop looking for a handout. But the handout you should be looking for is how can I learn to get to a level that this person is on? Or how can I start to utilize my brain in the way they use it, right? How can I get in the room with these opportunities and these innovative ideas to help me become a better person? Right? So get around the people, however you got to do it. Be a person that serves. Be a person that's willing to be in the rooms. Pay to get into the rooms. Don't be afraid to pay to get into the rooms. I've spent a lot of money to be in certain rooms and to the point where I can just get the words pull up at certain situations, right? Because I've served, because I've invested in myself, because I have shown worthy that I'm not just here to try to mooch. I'm not just here to try to pull my way to the top based off somebody else's hard work. I'm here to see. I'm here to learn. I'm here to be in the environments. I'm here to grow as a person and be around what will help me grow in the person that I am. So I hope that all this blabber that I just threw at you today is helpful to someone. It's helpful to making you see that building relationships are key to you becoming who you say you want to be, right? In order for you to unleash your inner badass, you got to even understand what unleashing your inner badass looks like, right? You have to understand that even though it looks like a lot of people are just out here winning quickly and getting to the top fast, there are certain steps that must be taken, right? There are certain things that you have to do in order to get to those levels. And it's not going to come quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's going to come with you doing the work. It's going to come with you being authentic. It's going to come with you being in the environments. It's going to come with you being a part of the not so selfish club and being a person that is ready to serve and lead. So this week I want to do something a little bit different, and I want to leave you with something that is very, very important to me. I have these events called LIT, Live in Truth, right? And I started them in 2017 and I stopped doing them because I didn't feel like I was hitting the right target market, right? Had people that wanted to help, et cetera, et cetera. It just wasn't coming together, right? So 2019, I relaunched with a clear vision, with a movement that sells out in 7 days or less. Right? Because now I'm focused. Now I'm niched down. Now I know that lit is live in truth, and it's for women who are ready to unleash their inner badass in all areas of their lives. Right? And we bring different topics and different things every time the event pops off. So next month, October 25th in Atlanta, Georgia, we are doing Live in Truth, the Survivors Edition, right? So it's going to be surviving against all odds. October 25th in Atlanta. Tickets will go on sale. It will include food, drinks, desserts, and the experience with some amazing speakers and some real resources to really get it done, right? And we will be bringing Lit to DC. bringing it back to Jersey. And if you have a city that you would like Lit to come to and you can collaborate with me to make it happen, don't be afraid to hit us up at info@thelitexperience.com. That's info@thelitexperience.com. But we do have the Truly Inspired Badass Manifesto, aka Pledge, that we do at the events every time. So I'm going to go ahead and share this with you guys so that you can get it in your spirit, commit it to memory, and go ahead and be ready to unleash your inner badass. So what is a truly inspired badass? Here we go, ladies. She is purposeful, responsible, courageous, real, raw, relentless, righteous, selfless, and humble. She is willing to do in order to be whatever she aspires to. She is the greatest of them all, man. She doesn't complain when something is too difficult. Even if she doesn't know how, she just does, fearful and all. She is someone who stands up for others and believes in true integrity. She is someone who probably doesn't identify as the boss because her leadership goes without titles. She is the one who wants to build others up, and that brings her joy. And she is on a constant journey and is willing to do what it takes by any means necessary for her greater. These are the women that are unapologetically authentic. So I hope that seeps into your spirit. I hope that helps somebody to boss up and feel what it feels like to be a truly inspired badass. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to catch y'all next time. I hope y'all ready for these next episodes because it's going down, Judy Brown. Yeah, catch y'all next time. It's your girl.
You know it's time.
Recry.